Why is it so hard to meet a guy who hasn't T-punched a hole in drywall at least once? It's not that hard. But it is somewhat hard because sometimes guys like to take their frustration out on inanimate objects. The inside of my driver's side door is a good example. Obviously never give a guy who has hit people, even other men, a chance. If you think that hitting inanimate objects makes me or other men violent, or that a guy who has not hit an inanimate object is not violent, okay. But I think you're simplifying things. Funnily enough, the main reason I punch my car door is traffic. Me. But my family/home/kid/partner? They're infinitely more work, yet they don't frustrate me half as much. Sometimes the little things really you off the most. Testosterone is of a drug which takes both time and patience to learn how to manage. So many guys have tried it because it's entirely plausible that physically venting your anger will work. They've all done it once because it doesn't. When I was demoing a wall, I scored the drywall by 2/3 an amp. Let this girl I was dating smash through it like the Incredible Hulk, wearing a hard hat for both safety and amp. Lols. It's fun. I have to see if I can find the video. I once had hit a hole in my drywall, above my bed. Through procrastination I completely forgot about it. A few months later I brought a new lady friend to my house to watch Netflix. I noticed she was looking at the hole in my wall and figured she was thinking I was the angry Kyle type that punches holes in walls. I had to tell her the sad reality of me trying to do a front flip into my bed and accidentally sinking my foot into the wall heel first. Quickly turned from a red flag to a green flag emo. I was like 12 to 13 and got super frustrated by not being able to get my new contacts in correctly. The bathroom had this gaudy wallpaper in it, and I just happened to punch right beside a picture that was hanging. So, I moved the picture over to hide the hole. My parents never found out until we moved from that house after high school. I never admitted to it. Am now 41 and can happily say that was the last and only time. I have never put my fist through drywall specifically while angry. I did however put my arm through a wall during a demo to grab and scare the out of my brother. It was hilarious. The only time I've ever put my fist through something in anger was when I found out my ex-wife had cheated, ran off with my kids and money, and had no reason other than she was bored. I went out to my tin siding barn that's older than the land it's built on and put my fist through it right into the back side of the rabbit hutches. Broke my pinky and was cut pretty bad, but no one except you all and Fly Father ever found out. What makes you feel better when you have no one to talk to about your issues? I distract myself, either by throwing myself into work and think of the next holiday I'm going on. I pretty much spend all my money on holidays to the point I sometimes can't afford to go out or eat. It's something that's always on my mind. It is what it is, and sometimes, you have to accept that you have no one to turn to. This happened to me a few months back and I just learnt to focus on something else. Eventually the feelings go away. And TBH honest, talking doesn't make it go away, it just becomes more of a focus point. So sometimes, distraction and burying it just works better. I've started to just hang with my cats when I need comfort. If I want to rant I usually text or call a good friend, but I have honestly found taking a break and just petting a cat is more calming than I thought it'd be. I guess if you don't like cats or don't have a cat it would be unhelpful. Unfortunately I have a very bad habit of resorting to messaging old, toxic friends just for the fact that it is comforting to hear my feelings validated. Then I regret it within a couple of hours. I am trying to move away from this, though, and instead opt to do some retail therapy or deep cleaning. Don't share with people you don't feel comfortable. To avoid any kind of drama with friends or family, if it's not something really important you need to share with somebody, what I do is take a notebook and write all those feelings and issues and stress, then go for a run and do Pilates. But if it's serious you should reach a therapist. I do a video diary using the front-facing camera. Seeing yourself upset etc. allows you to have empathy for yourself. I find it super therapeutic. No one understand exactly what you mean and how you're feeling than yourself. You can be completely honest without fearing judgment or being misunderstood. It's very freeing. Knowing I still have the universe at least to bellyache to. In fact, it is the only confidant. I am everyone else's emotional rock. I have none of my own but the vast expanse of the universe itself. I get no answers to my questions of course, but I am comforted in the fact that it can't just up and leave. Ha. Creative effort, especially angsty or melodrama type. It's silly, but sometimes I'll write a fictional scene of tragic romance. Like just a snippet. Or sketch some teenage quality original character. Do not steal because I never really grew out of that lol. When I feel like an angsty teen I just try to vent it a little. I mean, even when it is something serious, it's not to make total light of it. Were I to psychoanalyze a bit, I'd say it's the whole talk to your inner child thing. Laying on my back with my arms and legs spread, I'm really still and focused on listening to the really loud music that's playing in my ears to fill the void of eternal feelings and emotion that in the end mean nothing. That will give me something to cry about for sure. What's the first thing you think of when you wake up? The person next to me, and that I'd rather cuddle with him and sleep in his embrace a little bit longer. My dog, because he usually needs to go out. I'll pee, then debate myself on whether I want to go for a run. Lately the answer has always been nah. How much I want to go back to sleep, especially since I have to be at work at 6:30 a.m. I used to go to work at 2 p.m. and this is quite the change. I usually have this weird moment right when I wake up where I realize I'm just a brain and a body and we're all gonna die. Second thought is, oh well, how about coffee then? And quat. How do I feel? Kind of got used to checking in with myself first thing, like how are my energy levels, mood after waking up, also look outside to see the weather, etc. I want more sleep but I got to go to work, or I want more sleep but sleeping the day away takes up my free time. I'm paralyzed, then I realize I just need a wee because I drank a pint of water in the middle of the night. I start doing imaginary math about how much longer I can sleep. It's bad math and based on minimal real life data. If it's a work day, oh, no. I want to stay in bed. If it's a day off it feels so good not having to go to work today. I am happy. And quat. What time day week is it? Where TF are my glasses? Why is my hair out? I gotta fix my blanket. Where is my cat? How do I go down a ladder? Where's my phone? I'm tired. And quat. Usually I'm wondering what time it is. If it's my day off, I wake up in a state of confusion. Wait, what day is it? Don't I work today? I don't ever wake up peacefully. I think about. I won't even talk for 15 minutes or anything. I kinda have to realize I'm still alive and let everything kinda slowly hit me, but not that slow if that makes sense. That I feel lucky to be alive for one more day. I remember the morning after my mom died, I was scared that I would awaken and not have that feeling. It was a relief to realize that even in my saddest moment I still felt lucky to be alive. People who take several minutes to place an order at the McDonald's drive-thru window, what's your problem? I remember once at an Arby's, I know, not MCD's, I was behind an old lady at the drive-thru. When I pulled up she was asking questions about menu items. She was taking a long time, no one was behind me, and it looked pretty empty inside, so I decided to go inside and order. Got my food, decided I was already inside, so I sat down and ate, finished up, threw out my stuff and left, and the old lady was still asking questions at the menu, blocking the drive-thru for everyone. People, if you don't know what you want, go inside. If you have a large order, go inside. An amp, hashtag X200B, edit, also go inside if you have special requests, like no onions. More because they always seem to mess it up at the drive-thru. One time it was extremely busy at a McDonald's with a huge line in front of every register. In front of me were two people who were talking the whole time. Only when it was their turn, didn't they decide to take their time in deciding what they actually wanted to eat and not just as in I want to this burger. What about you? And quat. Oh no. They went in a full-on discussion on what was good and bad and kept changing their minds due to whatever the other said. Mind you, there was a huge menu and they could have decided way before it was their turn, but instead spent literally 15 minutes holding everyone up, and they would have for longer if the cashier didn't get tired and told them to either order or get out of the way. I was running early for work one day and decided to do a quick McDonald's detour and go through the drive-thru for a black coffee. Got stuck behind this soccer mom in a minivan taking her sweet time to order first thing in the morning. I felt some relief when we finally began moving and they made it to the window to pay. After what seemed like an eternity, they got their order. 15 seconds pass and they don't move. I can see her sifting through the bag. She then starts handing items back through the window. The rage I felt. So my mom has this friend who takes forever to order at a drive-thru. She will go somewhere like McDonald's and ask questions about calories or ingredients. How many calories is a Big Mac? What about without cheese? Etc. for as long as she sees fit. She didn't have any food allergies or dietary restrictions. Sometimes she would decide she doesn't want anything and just drive off. She would also go to stores like Target and spend hours filling a shopping cart with outfits she put together, including matching shoes and jewelry. Sometimes she would buy the stuff and sometimes get bored and just walk off and leave the store and the cart full of stuff. Some people just have no idea other people exist around them. They completely break down when someone asks if you're alright when you're feeling down or upset. Yeah, it's embarrassing and it gives me something else to ruminate on later with all my other. Not with everybody but a few select people. If my mom, husband or my daughter ask me if something's wrong, I start bawling. Otherwise, like you, I struggle getting it out on my own. Yes, I can hold it together and I'm fine until someone shows an ounce of empathy. Then I'm a complete mess. I'm exactly the same, the tears start as soon as they ask.